Welcome viewers, this is Shannara and I'm going to take you today through a walkthrough of the 2015 Q's, and it lasts through 2016, Q's Winter Wonderland, the winter event that goes on. Very similar to the last few years. There's been some additions though, some layout changes, a Gingerbread Village, some new outfits, etc. So speaking of new outfits, I'm going to give you the walkthrough first before I will walk you through each and all of the individual events. But for now, I'm just going to give you a walkthrough on my granddaughter's character, which has one of the new outfits on, the new gumdrop winter coat. Let's see, and I created on my other Delta character, bought the sugar plum coat. And I'll run one of the winter events with the showing you the candy cane batleth that I decided to put on with it so you could get an immersion of the new stuff. But let's log on Kiara here, who is sporting the Lollipop Lirpa. My granddaughter thought it was just adorable, so as much as I swore I wouldn't buy the gumdrop or the sugar plum winter coats, yeah, that lasted long. So first off, to get into the winter event area from New Romulus, you can enter obviously right here. If you're Federation, you probably already know the center hub where the United Federation of Planets logo is where Q is sitting, pretty much central hub between the bank and the vendors and the costume outfitters, etc. On Kronos, it's on First City, right in the main hall where you can find Worf and the lore singers. So let's enter on in, talk to Q here, and just tell him I'd like to visit your Winter Wonderland. And then quick visit Q's Winter Wonderland, it'll take you right to it. Now one of the new things there are this time is some of the layout, as you can see looking right there in the background. Well, I'll show it you in a little bit as I do a quick run around. So I'm running up the hill there, you can see there's a new gingerbread house. That used to be the only gingerbread thing was right in here for the Winter Invasion Q. But first off, let me show you where everything is. Okay, the most important aspect is to show you, well, when you first log in here, come into the invasion, Q himself will give you a Terran winter ornament, which you can then go into your reputation section, into your events, and there will be a select active project which will include the which will allow you to basically donate that one ornament to it, unlocking the winter store for you. Also this year there is a Breen Resurrect Dreadnought Cruiser, a nice looking T6, especially if you own the previous winter event ships. It's another console that you add to any one of those ships, and I'm thinking about putting it on the Sarthelm. Nice to add as a drain. There's a console that I want to take off there and put on. So selecting that right away. Now when it unlocks the store, you can find it right here, and it'll be under your winter events like such. New items for this year are, like I mentioned, the winter jacket. There's the gumdrop, and there's the sugar plum version. And of course there's short versions of both, and cropped versions of both. And other new items, new kit mods this year. Let's see. First off, new assault weapons. You've got the Caramel Assault. I purchased it for one of my characters, and it got 155k one hit. It was pretty impressive. Candy cane batleth, very cool looking, but realistically speaking, in this zone, it's very hard to get much chance to do one-on-one. But it looks cool, and I'll show you in a minute. Same thing with the Lollipop Lirpa. Hand-to-hand combat is kind of rough, but those are the new ones for this year. Nanopulse Edge Batleths. Obviously you used to have the Nanopulse Edge Lirpa, and I thought there had been one Batleth as well. Yeah, the green. Well, they've added a blue and a red. A little more Christmassy. Well, I don't know about blue, but same thing with the Lirpa. They added a new blue and a red. Shaved Ice Gateway. Kind of creates one of those, well, obviously creates a gateway that gives damage to snowmen. It's one of those, your little device mods you can use and purchase. Same thing with the shaved ice flurry and the shaved ice turret. Now the thing I really am working towards on my characters, my usable ground characters especially, I purchased this one already. Fantastic. Increased my damage to a point where I did a damage run on my ground character, and it was my highest DPS on the entire character was from my cryo mines. So cryo mines, especially in NTTE instances where you're dealing with Tholians. Tholians don't like cold, so a lot of these cryo stuff is really effective in there. But the cryo mine barrier on an engineer, cryostasis field for your science characters, and cryonic modulation kit module for your tactical characters. And I think that's about it for the new stuff. Now to give you a quick showing of what it looks like. That is the Lollipop Lirpa. And like I said, if you watch the Gingerbread, the Cones of Conduct, which is going on right now, then I will have my other character with the candy cane batleth. So, just as you see right here is where the race event is. Now you need to run this event 25 times to get that green ship I was talking about. Here's your race coordinator. All you do is accept the fastest game on ice event, run it 25 times. And what it does, you run it once. For each time you run it, it'll give you 40 winter prize vouchers. Now, keep in mind, if you have multiple characters, you only need to run this one character. It used to be, for every character you wanted to unlock the ships with, you needed to run that character the full 25 times. Now you can do this by only running one character. So take your main, run it 25 times through the event, and it lasts through, what, I think about January 14th? Double check that date. Runs through January, and it doesn't seem to be showing it right here. I was pretty sure it runs through January 14th. So, but point being, you've got plenty of time over that, the amount of time that the event runs to be able to run it 25 times, even if you're just starting now. So, that's where you start your race. That's once a day. Every 20 hours, it gives you a 20-hour cooldown on it. The other one is the Winter Invasion queue, which will join the Winter Invasion event. Now, the beautiful thing about this one, you can go into your regular join queues and you'll find the Winter Invasion special event in there. So you can be on Earth Space Dock, any of those areas, and enter this without any problem. Of course, like I was saying, without ever having to come to the event. Other thing, around here you will find there is a tailor. So once you've purchased your new, and also your holiday item vendor, which like I said, you go into reputation and you go into your event store, same thing. You've got it right there. But if you run around, yeah, immersion. Right here is your holiday item vendor. You can purchase all your things from right there as well. And here is your GPL conversion unit, which is also, well, let me back this up here. Let's take you over to our Winter Epo, as she pronounces it, researcher, who is where you can, from races that you run, there is a race, a competitive race that begins in 25 minutes, as you can see here. That as you complete that race will give you winter tags. With those winter tags, you can turn them in, same as you do on Romulus, Epo tags.
Q loves all the little creatures, even you.
To research your winter tags. You need 6 of them to do this, your winter Epo tags, and it will create you a reward of an Epo, that's the way. Yeah, sorry, rough with that one. So, once you've done that, then of course you can, every time it finishes crafting, which is about a 24-hour process, unlike the other ones that took longer on New Romulus, this one actually is 24 hours. So every time you get a new set of tags, you can turn them in and start a new one, and then have the next day another one upgrading. Keep in mind, every time you finish off one of these, they're upwards of, 100 points, marks. and 100 marks equals 1,000 dilithium. So well worth the time in just taking a minute or two to turn in your tags and research. In the center here, one of the coolest, newest things as of, I think, last year, Q's friendly customer service, giving you access to your bank, your account bank, gives you access to the exchange. You can check out the market there, and it gives you the ability to send and receive mail. So yeah, you can spend your whole winter pretty much here in this area if you really wanted to. Just saying. Now let's see. For the other events, now up at the top here, just to give you an idea, you can see winter event. It gives you an idea of what's going on and when, so that people don't have to keep asking in zone like it used to be for years. When is Tide of Ice? Well, which didn't exist till this year, or last year. New one, this year, Cones of Conduct. That happens up here, 8 minutes remaining. Let me run you up here real quick to show you where that is. Where you basically face off against an Snow-Conian. Well, you face off against one of those evil, angry snowmen types, with a Snow-Conian assisting you in the battle against him. It's epic. You fight off the snowmen. You pick up ice shards. You fill in the. I'll show you more about it when I come back here. But you see, up here is an entire world. One of the reasons I wanted to show you this, though, is because in this world, the old pie eating contest used to be out there on the main promenade, is now in here. You can talk to your pie contest brain and walk on over here, and this is where your new area is for your pie eating contest. They've also moved Neelix. He's no longer where he used to be. Neelix is now located right over here. And of course, Neelix is where you put together recipes.
Happy holidays!
First you ask him, you can find out where you get the Winter Invasion event gives you recipes that you can pick up. Once you get the recipes, you can go and search for other ingredients throughout the Winter Wonderland event. And then once you've done that, you can turn in these recipes. It won't let me do that now because I don't have any in my inventory. But you can turn them in and make basically food items that are boosts for ground events and stuff like that. So, power boosts. So now you know where Cones of Conduct starts. Let's head back out of here. One of the other things that takes place is the Snowball Fight in 35 minutes. Snowball Fight, when that happens, you will have all of the wonderful Klingon snowmen that you see all around the place come to life, and you get into an epic snowball fight battle with all of the snowmen, which culminates to a turn around finishing point where you take on, as you saw that big snowman that was over in the Gingerbread Village over there. He comes to life after you've killed off 150 of these Klingon snowmen. He'll come to life on the lake. By the way, one of the things you got to get, must have, frosted boots. First thing you should buy in the winter event, in my personal humble opinion, is get yourself some frosted boots. You run faster in any of the event. They are usable outside of the Winter Wonderland, so they are awesomely epic in cure ground runs, things like that, where you have long distances to travel. If you're running around doing DeFaro runs, fantastic to have a pair of winter boots. Plus, when you get on the lake in the Winter Wonderland invasion, you've got ice skates, so you can have a lot of fun with that. So that's where the Winter Wonderland event, competitive race. I'll take you to where the start of that is. Now again, everything is culminating from leaving your main promenade. So if you're to leave the main promenade, right here is where your race start guy, Breen, was, your race coordinator. Head straight out this exit, and right up here to the right here, at the top of this hill, you will find the entrance to the competitive race. And for the Tides of Ice event, which again, I'll be creating videos of every one of these, follow up, all the videos will come after this one, is where the Tides of Ice starts, which is beginning in about 4 minutes. as you head on up the stairway that you see right up here, it will give you an option to actually start the event. So in a nutshell, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. View all the following videos to see exactly what all the events are about. Thanks again. See you soon.